Iva and Greg Smith didn't plan on buying a timeshare. They had just downsized to an apartment, still living out their love story.
After he met me, I think he decided that I was a keeper. Didn't you, honey?
But you wouldn't be here otherwise.
It started simply enough. Iva was looking to save, and the letter in the mail said, come to a presentation, get a free gift card.
I've heard horror stories about timeshares, but you know, when I went to the presentation, I went in with an open mind.
It was a very seducing environment. That's the only way I can tell you.
The Smiths heard the pitch. Then they thought a timeshare could be the way to get the whole family together in Williamsburg.
We made a bad decision.
It seemed exciting at first, but the costs and maintenance fees quickly started adding up.
After a while, what you thought was a good thing becomes a nightmare.
They tried and failed to get rid of their timeshare before turning to Brandon Reed and Timeshare Exit Team, a company that uses legal action to get owners out of their contracts.
To be honest, people wouldn't buy timeshare if they weren't high pressured into it, because it doesn't make any sense. Timeshares came out before the internet. There's so many different ways to travel now.
But still, there are more than 9.5 million timeshare owners in the United States, and major timeshare company ARDA now values the industry at more than $10 billion. Reed is pushing for new industry regulations through the Coalition to Reform Timeshare. He wants a 24-hour cooling off period before someone can sign a contract, new ethics standards, and a clear way for people to exit from their timeshare.
People that do use their timeshares are going, you know what, we're stuck in it, so we try to make the best of it. But even that is sad. Why should you have to make the best of what's supposed to be this beautiful vacation and this thing that's great?
Timeshare industry leaders like ARDA disagree with these calls for reform, pointing to a survey that shows 85% of timeshare owners are satisfied and a lobbying coalition that works for timeshare owners. But both the AIF survey and ARDA Rock are sponsored by ARDA itself. Recent bills to prohibit timeshare exit companies failed in the Florida state legislature, but they did reach subcommittees for discussion. In Virginia, Attorney General Mark Herring's office received 483 complaints about timeshares since January of 2016. Most allege fraud, false advertising, misrepresentation, and deceptive business practices. Many are unresolved. For the Smiths, they felt embarrassed. Their timeshare contract included an in perpetuity clause that extended ownership of the timeshare beyond their deaths.
As well, you can pass it down to your children, but who wants to pass debt down to their children?
They're now in a 2-year process of paying to get out of their timeshare, saying they're still hurting because all the payments could be spent somewhere else and their retirement income isn't growing.
From my experience, they seem kind of predatory. They make things look good and it sounds good, but you know, once you poke the bear, it'll bite back.
Evan Watson reporting for 13 News Now.